Becky Lynch at Clash in Paris helped Seth Rollins retain the World Heavyweight Championship by low-blowing CM Punk, helping her husband retain the World Heavyweight title there in a fatal four-way match of pure chaos. Like I said, this podcast is being recorded on Thursday night. So if this leads to a return on SmackDown, we'll be going over it in depth next week on the show. But of course, with this whole thing going down with Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins costing CM Punk the World Championship yet again, and then this time Becky Lynch joining the Vision on Raw, CM Punk was none too pleased, and of course Becky Lynch got in his face and slapped him multiple times. She beat the crap out of CM Punk right in the face. If you can see here in this picture, his nose is turned like completely sideways. So, at this point, Punk was not going to hit a woman doing the classy thing when it comes to his character, no doubt about it. Now, if this was Randy Orton back in the day, he probably would have dropped her with an RKO right then and there. But that did not end up being the case here. So, it appears that they're definitely setting up CM Punk to tag team with somebody in a mixed tag team match against Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. Now, he's been talking with Rhea Ripley a lot backstage as well. So this very well could be where they're going. But the heavy rumor is that it's going to be, in fact, his wife, AJ Lee, CM Punk's wife, making her return to WWE after a 10-year hiatus to help her husband out against the Vision, potentially coming up at WWE Wrestlepalooza on September 20th, 2025 in Indianapolis, Indiana. So like I said, if we get this major return from AJ Lee, which from all reports we are going to be seeing her on SmackDown in Chicago, by the way, which is CM Punk's hometown, is obviously is where they live. It sounds like, the stars are aligning, as it were, and it's going to help WWE as well when it comes to having a big match to look forward to at Wrestlepalooza as well. But if she returns on SmackDown, which will be airing right now when this podcast goes up on the channel, like I said, we will go over it in depth, everything that went down with her return next week on the live podcast on September 12th. So check that out if that indeed does take place. I'm looking forward to seeing her return. Been wanting to see AJ Lee return for a long time. You got to love the crazy ones, right? That's what CM Punk always said. And hopefully we'll actually get to see it this time. I know they've tried many times in the past. Have not been able to get her to come back. But all things considered, from what we understand, and this is kind of more of a more recent photograph of her, she is still in kick-ass shape. In fact, maybe even more kick-ass shape than she was when she was a full-time professional wrestler here in the company. So definitely looking forward to seeing AJ Lee come back and maybe putting Becky Lynch on her heels a little bit there as well, kind of flipping the script on Rollins and Lynch there. So could be a lot of fun. Not going to deny that. And if it ends up happening, I'm going to be one-sided fan. But like I said, on SmackDown, if you got tickets to SmackDown in Chicago, sounds like you're in for a treat. It also sounds like it could very well could be John Cena's last SmackDown ever, based on the amount of dates he has left. It could be the final SmackDown he ever does in WWE. So I have to wait and see how that goes with him. It sounds like they may be setting up the Wrestlepalooza stuff with John Cena on that show as well. So big night of wrestling when it comes to WWE on September 5th. So if you're in the building, by all means, have a good time and enjoy yourselves, because it sounds like it's going to be one for the ages, no doubt about it. This week in WWE, we also saw Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker kind of taking it to Jey Uso, obviously coming off that fatal four-way match at Clash in Paris as well. So much so that Jimmy Uso his brother had to come out and make the save at the end of the show, and you could audibly hear Jey Uso say, "Us, I can't do it. I can't do it. I need you, Us." So it sounds like they're teasing the potential return of the Uso tag team here against the Visions, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed at Wrestlepalooza. And I'm not going to lie, if that ends up being the case, this is going to be one hell of a match. Now, I don't know how that's going to affect the whole new bloodline storyline they kind of got going over there on SmackDown with Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu, and and Jimmy Uso was kind of a big piece of that storyline going on over there. So they may put that on the back burner for the time being to have this reunion here with Jay over on Raw to kind of take care of some family business, as it were, against the Visions, Breaker and Reed. So this could be a lot of fun, and it's from the sounds of things, they're very much stacking the Wrestlepalooza card on September 20th. The matches that appear on the card as of right now is, of course, this tag team match, of course. And then it looks like this is going to be the rest of the card based on the way they're booking it as of right now. Looks like it could be headlined by the Seth, Becky versus CM Punk and AJ Lee, or potentially Rhea Ripley match. So that's something to look forward to and seeing if that's end up going to be something that they end up changing. But we'll have to wait and see if they do the AJ Lee thing. But like I said, I'm about 99.9% sure she's showing up. It looks like it's also going to be headlined by Cena versus Brock Lesnar. So yeah, that match that they teased coming out of SummerSlam could be something that they finally tie in here at Wrestlepalooza in Indianapolis, or maybe they save that till Survivor Series. We don't know. We've not seen Brock Lesnar since that event at SummerSlam where he F5 John Cena, so we'll have to wait and see if they kind of do something on SmackDown with that as well. Also, we're going to have potentially Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. Obviously, Cody Rhodes is currently filming Street Fighter right now with Roman Reigns, so we'll have to wait and see if they do that one at Wrestlepalooza, if they end up pushing it off. Maybe the main event match is the mixed tag, and if that's the case, it's still a good main event to put on that show, no doubt about it. But we do know for a fact that the vacant Women's World Championship will be determined between Stephanie Vaquer and Io Sky, who is going to, obviously this match is going to be, taking place to kind of, fill in the gap for the pregnant Naomi, who had to vacate the title. So we'll finally get to see who's going to kind of, take over the reins of the women's championship over there on Monday Night Raw as well. So all things considered, I think that Wrestlepalooza is looking to be a very, very good card to go up head-to-head against AEW All Out on September 20th, which we're going to talk about just a little bit in the AEW segment. So look forward to that. Thank you for checking out this clip from the Dragon's Den podcast. If you like what you saw here, please consider checking out our full podcast every single Friday night here on the channel, live at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe on YouTube, and follow us on Rumble. And until our next video, guys, take care, and God bless.